Hey guys, Andy back again with the 800cc pulling tractor, and today what we're going to be doing, I bought a new pulley, so we're going to be making an idler pulley for the belt. We're going to get this thing to drive today. So anyway guys, stay tuned, it's going to be exciting. Let's get right into it. Bum bum ba-da-da-dum dum ba-da-da-da-dum bum bum ba-da. So instead of creating something custom from cutting out more of that lawnmower deck, this actually turns out to be the perfect piece for a swing arm for the pulley. So for instance, pulley goes in here. If we put a pivot point right over here, let me put it on top just for this. So this will be able to pivot, you can see. That way it's going to tension our belt. If we're looking at this piece of metal, this is part of the bike. We got to chop kind of like here-ish, and then, yeah. We just got to cut this pipe off. This is a no-go. Apologies, but the camera died, so here's what I created for the belt tensioner. So we're gonna have this piece, this bracket here that's gonna get welded to the frame. Then we have a bolt that's able to slide to give us some adjustment here. Here's our piece. Instead of cutting it out of the lawnmower, I just happened to find like the exact piece I needed off the motorcycle, so I just chopped that. Then we have our pulley over here that is bolted to this piece. Then what I did is I took a paint opener as our loop to hold our spring, and then our spring will get tensioned somewhere back there on the frame. And then yeah, the only thing that I think we might have problems with is stuff coming loose. So I'm gonna have to change out these nuts to something that is like a locking nut or whatever. If we get a locking nut instead of this just regular nut, we should have less issues in the future. And that goes for this and the pulley. So let's get it welded up and see if it works. So the pulley system is on for the tensioner, so that's all good. And it even clears 5th gear, so we should be able to put this in 5th gear. So tomorrow we will then be able to test this thing. Just doesn't have a throttle cable yet. Just put the seat on. No throttle cable, the exhaust dumps on your leg, but hey, should be okay. So kind of the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try to tidy up these wires here. Make sure nothing's laying on the exhaust, and also nothing's in the chain over there. So let's do that. We also have to make a shift lever, and I have this handle, I think it's from a broom or a shovel or something like that, and it's just gonna go right here, so you can just grab it, shift, go down, shift down, going forward, and shifting up. Let's try to figure this one out. The next morning, what we're going to try to do is drive this for the first time without a throttle linkage, just to see that it does drive forward and such. So a recap of last night. We got the tensioner pulley in there. We got the seat on. I bolted up this panel for the steering, put the steering wheel back on, straight as the tractor steering can get. I also put on the shifter lever, so first, and then second, third, fourth, fifth, and then back down. It's actually becoming something which is hilarious. So let me pump up that front tire that's over there, that's flat. Zip tie a couple wires, and then we'll get this beast a roaring. I cleaned up the garage a little bit, just enough to move the motor. So safety glasses engaged, and The battery is strapped to the side because I totally forgot about that part. So, just gonna fill it with gas and then we'll start it up. Key on. It's a little cold. How loud is that?
Pretty loud.
All right. First gear. I mean, it runs. That's fifth gear. One, two. There we go. Where it's gonna sit for now. So it runs, it drives 2 weeks. I said 2 weeks and it would run and drive. So, it doesn't look the prettiest, and by no means is it done, but we're going to be stopping this project for right now. It was able to get itself over to this location under its own power, which that was a pretty ambitious thing to do. What this thing needs, it needs a live axle, so something like a go-kart setup. So you have the motor going to a transmission or some sort of reduction and then going to the axle, the rear end. So we could cut out the original tractor's transaxle, get that out of there, do a live shaft, put the sprocket that's on the jack shaft to that drive shaft. That way it gets us a little bit more speed. Now on the other side of the coin there, I didn't have to rev it up. I could just let it out in 5th gear and it wouldn't stall. It was running in 5th gear and 5th gear with the transaxle, and it was able to move along without really bogging the engine down much at all. So we're gonna leave it in the shed for now. We'll see what we can do with it. Maybe we'll revisit this. Maybe we'll take the engine off and put it on a go-kart, put it on some sort of maybe ATV, something like that. Who knows, down the future. In the future, we'll figure it out. The thing is with this motor on this tractor, so it sounds like it should be going 1,000 miles an hour. You know, it backfires, it's got that grumble to it, but it's going. You saw it, it goes pretty slow. But you know, that's okay. You know, you live, you learn. We can definitely come back and change up the gear ratios a little bit, but it drove. I did what I wanted to do. So on to the next project. We'll dump this one here. Well, let's see what we got in the future. Possibly the next project, huh? Rip out the snowmobile motor and put it in maybe something, golf cart. Let me know. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think, and guys, we'll see you in the next one.